my best teachers I ever had when I did my 1 year of college. He was my English teacher, freshman composition. And he was like, guys, if you are writing this paper and you don't hit that writer's wall and it's not tough for you, you're not doing it right. Mm-hmm. Like, this is supposed to be fucking difficult.
Right.
He didn't say F and off, but this is supposed to be difficult. He's like, I want you to hit that wall. I want you to be frustrated and want you to bang your head through it, because that's how you're going to produce your best material, is when you hit that wall and breaking through it.
I think it's almost like you date a chick and you're like, I don't want to compromise. It's the same thing for like a vision of artistic work, right? Like, I don't want to be like, hey, it's good enough. You know, like, I want it to be like, hey, like, I worked for this shit. I don't give a fuck how long it took me. Yeah. But I didn't put out some shit where I compromised. Yeah. I've done it in the past and I refuse to do it again. Yeah. And so that's difficult, but at the same time, it's like, it's a new level. Yep. So abiding by that new level, you have to have your checks and balances within yourself. You brought this to a stage. Now you bring it to the next stage and the next stage, and then you get it out, and then you master it, and then it's pretty, and then it's gleaming, and then you can put it out. Yeah. And yeah, right now I'm kind of stuck, but like, it's okay. That doesn't matter. Like, you're
not mad about it.
No,
like, some people get stuck and they get intimidated. Like, man, like, I knew I couldn't do this. You know what I mean? I suck. And they just, and that voice comes in your head. Yep. See, I told you you couldn't do it.
The collar. You're like, oh shit, like a little anxious feeling, and like, damn, like, I don't like this feeling. You feel like a failure almost, but it's not like that. And once again, it's made up in your mind. Yeah.
Fucking miss you, brother.
It's good to be home.
Man. I'm glad.
It's good to be home, brother.
Take me home, dude. I have so much shit I need to talk to you about, man. I don't even know where to fucking begin.
I feel the same way.
Well, last time you came on here, I had a girlfriend. That is no longer a thing now with me. It sucks, but you know what?
That's a lot.
This is the first, like, I came back from this relationship faster than any other one I've ever been in. I'm normally that dude. It takes me a long fucking time to like just get back in a really healthy like state of mind. Yeah. And it actually made me realize something. I think it was mainly because I was happy with everything else that was going on in my life. Right. And she was like almost like kind of like bringing me down a little bit. You know, it didn't seem like that at the time. But I've been in other relationships where my girl like breaks up with me and I hate my job. I hate who I am mentally and physically, financially. Everything else about my life I dislike. And I only like my girl. That's like the one positive thing. And then you lose that. And then you just go downward in a spiral of shit.
It's like a crutch. It's like a crutch. Yeah.
Now, when this time around, I was like, you know what? I'm on my fucking pod, working on like my personal goals for the first time, in great fucking shape, happy financially, happy with my jobs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just being happy with myself. They talk about self-love and self-care. Yeah. It goes to like, it showed me how important it really fucking is.
Yeah, absolutely. And being okay with where you're at and with yourself. So you don't need a crutch from anybody else. Like, it's nice to have that. It's nice to have companionship. I feel like sometimes the grass is greener. Right. When people, you know, you look at being in a relationship or being single, like, I don't feel like the grass is greener. I'm very happy with what I have. Like, I can tell what I have is stable and awesome. But if it wasn't meant to be, it's not meant to be.
Exactly. But you feel like you got something stable and like it's almost elevating you in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. I like consistently elevating me. Yeah. I don't question it. Like, I'm cool with where the fuck I'm at. I'm not looking for anything different.
Exactly. See, so I'll do a little, without going too far into it, because there's a bunch of shit I want to get to tonight. So she like basically, she had like severe depression, right? Is what my ex had. Right. Like to the point where she would like ignore me for like a few days, not talking to me, just be like, oh, sorry, just like, it's like I just went to work and I would just lay in bed all day and this and that. And I try to exercise some empathy and talk to her about it. And I was like, you know, like all this shit's in your head. Like, I'm not saying you don't have it. It's not that I believe you. I believe in mental illness. I know that it's real. But you have to be able to like beat that voice in your head, you know what I mean? Somehow, like yourself. But that would only make things worse. Yeah. She didn't want to hear this positive outlook and this optimism that I bought. Yeah. It's almost like she wanted to just play the victim. Like, no, one time she said, you would never understand depression because you work out and eat vegetables. Like, that is so fucking cliche.
Well, let me ask you this on the flip side of that. If you thought that working out and eating vegetables cured depression, wouldn't you work out and eat vegetables?
I wish I thought of that.
Yeah. Like, okay, if you think this is a fucking cure for depression, you should be doing it then.
Yeah. She always, and like, it goes back to this victim. Like, I'm starting to get really sick of this mental illness shit because I just feel like people are just starting to abuse it as an excuse way too often for shit.
I agree.
You know, like, when you are just straight, when you ignore somebody for 3 days, like your significant other, like, of course I'm going to get defensive. Like, I wasn't Mr. fucking perfect.
Right.
Like, you're bound to get upset when you see someone that you really care about, whether it's a romantic relationship or friendly, and you see them so depressed to the point where they can't get out of bed and they just hate their life. And everything that you're doing trying to help them isn't fucking working, no matter what.
I think you put it the right way, though. It's like you're creating a lot of this shit in your own head. Like, these situations only exist in your mind.
Yes.
They're not actual what's going on.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with our pressures and expectations in our personal and professional life. Those expectations are somehow inherent in us, but they're all bullshit. Like, we don't need that.
They are.
That's the type of shit that drives people into depression, because they always feel like they're in a state of lack. Like, they're lacking some shit, but it's really made up in your mind. Like, you're good just the way you are.
And maybe it's like, I used some everything. Maybe she wasn't, maybe for once in my life, I was the person where, like, I was the only good thing that she had, and she hated everything else that she had and was going on in her life.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't fucking talk anymore because she just like hates me. And like, I kind of saw some true colors in a different side of her. So after we broke up, I just blocked her on like everything, right? Not out of hatred block.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, and I was like, whoa. Okay.
I was like, I don't want to see shit on social media. For one, she left me, right? I didn't want to break up. She left me.
Yep.
I was like, man, I need to just block her and delete her number so I don't have these moments of loneliness and weakness.
And you're checking on her.
And I'm checking in on her and I'm texting her because I've done that before, and then they don't fucking respond to you or whatever. Or you say some like super like giant fucking novel text meaningful shit thinking it's gonna somehow get you guys back together, and it doesn't. And then it just makes things worse, right? It's like you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah, you gotta tear the Band-Aid off sometimes.
Yep. So I just ripped that shit off, and I knew she was gonna fucking be at Excision. I just knew it. I was really fucking hoping I just didn't see her there. And I was having a good ass time, good ass night, saw a bunch of my old friends, good money, good energy. And then as soon as shit, I fucking look up. She wasn't at the bar, but she knows where I work, dude, in my corner.
She was positioned
She was positioned parallel to me, like there, with like some like work drug ass looking dude. You know what I mean? And
so was she like, just so I can visualize and be in your shoes, like, so if you looked up from your station, was she like against the rail?
This is my till.
Yeah.
This is my till right here.
Yep.
I just got done ringing some shit in.
Right.
I looked up and she's literally straight ahead of me. Yeah, right by the rail where like you go down the ramp on the side.
The handicap entrance type deal. Yeah.
She was right there with another dude.
So she's about 15, 20 feet away from you, just right in your eye line.
Right in my line of sight.
Right in your line of sight. You're in your crosshairs.
In my crosshairs. With like some like work ass dude like putting chapstick on his lips.
Jesus. Fucking gross, dude. Yuck. I'm like visualizing it. Yuck. That's fucking gross.
Dude. And like I was doing like really good until that, like with this whole breakup thing, and then that just put me in such a shitty fucking mood, dude. I'll be honest.
Well, you know, it's fucking intentional on her part, too.
Yeah,
like she knows exactly. You work at the same spot.
Well, to me, that's just like disrespectful as fuck. Yeah, like say if I went on
petty as fuck.
Say if I went on a date, right? Yeah, and then I saw, and we say you just went to the bar, and I saw her sitting at the bar. I just look at like, hey, we gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like
it's like, do you get joy out of making me feel that way? Because if you do, you're really fucked
exactly.
up.
So then. This is where I kind of caved into my emotions, right? So the next day, I like couldn't stop thinking of it. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta fucking message her." So it really was. I didn't say anything that bad though, and I've hooked up with like a few other people too, like doing like after this time. None of that shit's really working either. But anyway,
it never does. Yeah, but in the moment, it feels like it.
Yeah, it feels good just because it feels nice getting laid. But like, okay, well, I can still do that at least. But it's not for me, dude. I've learned that. You don't always crave sex. It's like, it's intimacy, the connection. You know what I mean? It's not always just about busting a nut. Yeah,
because half the time when you do this in this scenario that you're in, when you're getting over some shit, all you want to do is just leave right afterwards or have them leave. Yep. I don't know your specific scenario, and that's even worse feeling because you're like, shit, I feel fucking gross now.
Yeah.
You know? Well, like will you leave now? Like, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the girls I hooked up with was like a different one of ex who'd actually been like hitting me up the past like month, but I just kind of been ignoring her because I was with my at the time my most recent ex. I don't want to say her name. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I was just ignoring her. So I was like, fuck it. Well, might as well start hitting her up now. But me and this girl, she's very attractive. And we're both like physically attracted to each other, but we don't have that. We don't vibe on a mental level. You know what I mean? And there was one time we got done hooking up. She falls asleep, and I'm just like laying there in bed, like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Awake, just thinking about everything.
Yeah, just like, fuck, it's a mind fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, back to this message I sent her. It was kind of long. It was basically just to sum it all up. I basically said, I hope you really didn't fucking do that on purpose. You know, I was like, I saw you there last night.
Yep.
And I really like to think that you didn't like plant yourself coincidentally right in my line of sight with another guy just to make me jealous or angry. And I told her, I was like, my intentions were always good for you, whether you don't, because you don't believe it.
Right.
I was like, all I wanted you to do was help you with your mental health and help you beat the depression. And again, that just made her even more upset. She goes, wow, that message wasn't even worth and blocking me for. And just like, she wanted to get like a sparring match with me.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. Because then she was like, I'll see you at the show tonight.
Oh my God. So she was there night 1 and 2.
Yeah. So she tried to get in this sparring match with me after that. But to me, at first I was super salty about that. Couldn't get out of my head.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm glad I sent that message because now it's done.
Right.
Like everything. I saw that new other side of her. Sure, maybe she said shit because she has some maybe resentment or spitefulness towards me for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
But to me, I was like, I saw a side of her that I didn't see before. And I think it's part of her true colors to a degree. So to me, that was like the dagger getting pulled out. I was like, you know what? This shit's done. Like, go ahead and fuck whoever you want. Go and be with whoever you want.
Right.
I don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
I did care like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But after this conversation, I fucking don't.
Well, part of her identity too is she's identifying with depression.
Yeah.
She's choosing to identify with depression at the end of the day. And like people could be like, it's not a choice, blah, blah, blah. You're creating scenarios in your head, you know? And like, everyone carries some type of burden on them. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you've been through. Someone's carrying some burden with them.
Yep.
Don't use that as an excuse. Like, get up, keep fucking going, keep fighting, find your way to your happiness. Like, if at least feel like you deserve to be happy.
Exactly.
At least feel like you're working for your happiness. Because when you feel like you deserve to be happy, then you will be. Because you know you've been acting right, doing the right thing, fucking keeping one foot in front of the other, not fucking with people's minds, emotions, or hearts.
Yep.
You know, and like that will make you happy.
It will. And like, I think, and I've talked to a lot of people about this. I've gotten a lot of different perspectives on it. That's one thing I am grateful for. I have a lot of great friends and like that I just talk to about shit. And one of my friends, shout out Dom, my gay black friend. He was on. I swear he's always there to bring me through the heartbreaks. He was like, maybe you're just like, she felt overwhelmed because I was trying to fix her depression, mental illness more than she was. You know what I mean? People don't like that shit. Like why? And maybe she felt like I was trying to change her. I wasn't trying to change anyone, but trying to hold her to like a higher standard.
Right. Well, if you're using words like depression, wouldn't you maybe look for a resource to get out of it?
Yeah.
You know, like, why is that necessarily a bad thing? Like, it's not changing you. It's trying to help you through something. So you're just happy being where you're at? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
How the fuck could she make you or help you with your happiness?
And it was unattractive to me, right? Like, would never leave someone because they're depressed or going through some mental health. I'm always down to help. Right. But if it's when they're not willing to take the help and they're not trying to make the change themselves, and it feels like, okay, I'm dumping a bunch of my time and energy into you. Yeah. And I didn't even fucking realize it at the time. Yeah. Like after we broke up, I realized how much energy I was actually giving her to try to bring her out of that funk that she was in, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's got to be draining for you.
It is, dude. I've been writing a lot of shit lately again, and I figured out one way we can kind of battle our depression voice in our head. Because like you said, all this mental illness shit, anxiety, depression, insecurities, it's all in our head. I think the best way we can kind of exercise our own voice to battle our demons is you start with a fast. Like say like maybe an 8-hour fast. And that battle is with your hunger demon. Right. So you stop eating at, example, 8 p.m., 9 o'clock comes around, your voice in your head goes, oh, I'm starting to get kind of hungry. No, shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. Yeah. Now that voice is going to get louder and stronger as the night goes on. Yep. But it's a very simple and easy way to kind of start exercising your own voice to battle against your demons. Yep. Like, no, I'm not going to eat that fucking cheeseburger. I'm not going to drink that can of pop. You know what I mean? No, I'm fucking fine. Right. And the more repetitions you get with that, the stronger you become in your mind to go and face the bigger demons, which is your depression, which are your insecurities, and which are your weaknesses.
Just peeling those layers back.
Exactly.
For months, I was on a 23-hour-a-day fast for like months. And not like the exact reason I did it, but it taught me such mental toughness.
Exactly.
Of like, you think you need shit. You don't need shit. Like, you don't even need fucking food a lot of times.
You don't.
So what do you really need? You know, it's just like your being, your essence. That's what needs to come to the surface. And we have a bedrock, essentially, of our soul and our being. And then we just pile so much shit on top of it unnecessarily. You know, we're piling our plate so fucking high and deep. It's like, where do you even start to fucking eat?
Yeah.
Because like, damn, there's so much. And really eliminating that shit and like disciplining yourself. That's just like disciplining your mind.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know?
Like
it's training.
I think everyone should do some sort of fast. Like, it's a great way to train your mind and your discipline. And it's the easiest way to do it too. Like, so super simple shit if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not going to eat from past 8 o'clock. Sure, stuff your face in the morning. But for right now, to start getting those mental exercises, don't eat after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tell your hunger demon to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And people could exercise that across a lot of different areas, like their phone, technology, blah, blah, blah. You fucking name it, because all of us are addicted to something or multiple things.
Yeah. Agree with man.
And like I was telling you even before we came on, like, shit, I like to, you know, I'm just like anybody else. Like, I work hard, then I want to let loose and shit. But I've only had one cocktail since the motherfucking Super Bowl. Like, I'm proud of myself.
That's awesome.
You know, working in the bar industry and like, you know, and like sometimes I think that helps you not drink actually.
It does.
You fucking see people like, and you're like, God damn, I don't want to be that. I do not want to fucking be that. But no, it's been good for me just like staying locked in, staying in the zone. And one of my things that I'm addicted to is like I obsessively think about work sometimes, and that's not fucking healthy either. No. Even though you could be like, well, you're on your grind, you're working, you're blah blah blah. That's not healthy.
No,
like for me to not be able to turn it off at night, that's not healthy.
Yeah, it's almost like stubborn pride. I was bad. Like these workaholics, kind of like stubborn pride. Like, yeah, I have 3 fucking jobs. Right. I'm working fucking 80 hours a week.
That's me.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's me.
Shit. Yeah.
That's me. And I've spoken to my girl about this shit too. I'm like, fuck, like I'm like identifying way too much with my work. Like I'm taking it too personal. You know what I mean? Like I'm too invested. Like it's eating up so much of my mind. Like I'm thinking about deals.
Like it's starting to mold you think.
Yeah. It's like incessant thinking. It's not good for me. It's not good for anybody to think like that. Like turn your fucking mind off and go to sleep. Like period. Right. And so that's even something I fight with, you know, and like it's a constant struggle.
And it affects all your relationships. Like imagine like when you try to go out with your girl and you're just thinking about that sales deal you couldn't close it on. And she wants to have like, you know, a nice dinner with you and just talk with you about shit, but you can't stop fucking thinking about work.
No one wants to fucking speak with or be with someone who's preoccupied. It's like you're fucking talking to someone and they're like this on their phone texting. Yeah. It's like, I don't even want to fucking finish my sentence. You're not fucking listening because you can't do 2 things at once. People think they can. You can't. You have to shift your focus over here. Then you catch the tail end of my sentence. You're like, oh yeah, totally. No, you didn't catch my whole fucking drift here. Yeah. Because you was fucking doing your thing and you were preoccupied. Yeah. And it's the same thing. Like I've been thinking about this a lot at work and like a lot of when I'm dealing with people, I'm like, it's just not fun to be around people who are fucking preoccupied with their mess.
It's not.
It doesn't allow you to be like fully invested in your connection with somebody. No. And it's like, and that can go in anything, you know, with whatever's on your mind. And it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it is. And like, the girl I'm seeing right now, she's the type, like, she'll come on and she'll just pull out her phone right away. And then she'll use it like, well, I have to catch up on my social media shit. I just got off work. Like, oh, why'd you fucking come over here then?
Yeah, right.
Like, why do you
have to catch up on it?
Do you really have to catch up? Like, no, you fucking don't. You just, I don't know if it's just, they'll distract, like, they do it on purpose or they're just unintentionally like get sucked into their phones and shit like that.
I think I think the phone's a big defense mechanism for people. Like they run into a roadblock at whatever they're doing, or they're like, fuck, people are looking for a distraction because they're little bitches and they can't fucking get through one of their problems, whether it's at work or personal or whatever. And they pick up the phone and that's their comfort zone. It's like putting a warm fucking blanket on them. Like, oh, my phone. It is. Like it's like I'm doing something. Like you're not doing shit. Yeah. You're not fucking doing anything.
You have your comfort zone. I never thought of it like that. It's really interesting. Like your phone is basically like your comfortable blanket that you want to snuggle up on the couch. Yeah. Like I would admit that in social settings, there's been fucking plenty of times where I don't know what to say. I don't know when to bring the conversation. So the phone is like a scapegoat for me.
It might as well be a drink. It might as well be a fucking drink.
Let me just pick up my drink.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't know what else to fucking do. Yeah. So I'm going to just pick up my phone right now and act like I'm doing something.
And I've kind of noticed that too. Like if I'm in situations where I feel like I want to do that or I want to act like that, I'm not in the right situation. I got to change the situation or, change where I am. Because if I feel like I want to be like that, then I'm not really where I need to be.
Yeah. The most beautiful moments is when you forget about your fucking phone, dude. Yeah. When you're out there with your girl, you have the boys, whoever the fuck it is, just out there having a great time, just more living in the moment and completely forgetting about your phone.
Or if you're like, doing some creative, like you're playing a game or you're motherfucking gaming or I'm playing the piano and then all of a sudden an hour's gone by, whatever it is that puts you into that workflow and you're like, shit, like that's the last fucking thing on my mind. And I'm thankful for those moments. But there's been times where I've ran into like impasses at work where like I'm not getting shit done and like I'm starting to kind of like feel a little anxious about it. I pick up my phone and I'm like, damn, put it down.
Yeah.
Like nothing's on there. There's no happiness on there. There's no fucking solution on your phone.
Right.
Like stay locked into where you're at. It's really hard to do.
It is.
I don't do it right every time, but stay locked into that shit and get through it.
Can I ask, are you one of those guys? Have you ever been one of the guys that like when you wake up, you really don't, you lay in bed for like another 20, 30 minutes just looking at shit on your phone?
Well, it depends. Like not every day, but yes, I've been that guy. And sometimes I do if there's like certain things I want to catch up with my investments, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really scrolling through social media so much at that time, but there's definitely times like today's the first day I've slept in a long fucking time. And I woke up and I did do that. And then I'm like, God, I'm wasting fucking my day off here. Like, why the fuck am I doing that? Like, let's get up, let's get moving. But no, I've definitely done that. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I've been reading my horoscope and shit a lot lately because it's like to me it's really spiritual and shit. But and there's also some good fucking quotes in there. Like on the one I read today, it said speed up your daily routine, and I thought about that. I was like, okay,
get up, get moving.
Yes, yeah. Well, the way it was pretty vague, right? Just speed up your daily routine. But I thought of that and kind of like blew it up a little bit because today for me, I worked last night at Williams, so I was kind of tired. I was laying in bed just scrolling shit on Facebook, Snapchats for like 20 fucking minutes. I'm like, okay, let me open up my stupid fucking co-star app, see what my horoscope says. And it says speed up your daily routine. I thought about like, man, I could have sped up my daily routine by just getting out of bed right away.
Right.
Brushing my teeth right away. Yeah. That's speeding on my daily routine. Making my protein shake and just going to the gym. Yeah. Not just laying in bed thinking about what I need to do and dreading doing like, oh, I need to go to the gym. Oh, I'm kind of tired. Let me just like wait here a little bit longer still,
I think there's a fine line there too, to me. Because there are those moments where you just need to catch your breath and just be like, I don't, like I'm not critically thinking about something right now. I just want to fucking whatever.
Let me just rest. Like it's always good to let your body rest and like mental health. Like for me yesterday, I came back from the gym. It was like at 1:00 and I was just like super fucking tired. Like physically and mentally. I was like, I just need to lay down for an hour. Yeah. Like I was too tired to even like scroll on my phone. That's how you know it's bad.
That's how you know you got it in at the gym too. Like,
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, man, I just need to fucking lay down for like an hour. Yeah. Did it and it felt 1,000 times better. It's almost like I took a nap.
Yeah, that shit's important too. So it is kind of like a fine line. I'm not fucking saying anybody who's like on their phones, like not doing shit. Like obviously there's times to just unplug, and social media is a huge part of our life. That's how we stay connected with our friends and like even the younger generation, even more than us. The 21, 19, 20, 21 year olds, like it's a whole different thing. Like it's an esports world. It's where people are connecting all the time. Like we see that shit firsthand. Like we're a part of it. That's cool. Like
some girls make money off their phone. Like literally their job is just doing shit on their phone all day.
I would say that's a little bit different though. That's a little bit. You're working though. You're fucking working and you're working towards something. That's a little bit different, but I agree. I fucking totally agree. But yeah, it's a different world, and social media is a big part of our world and how we connect with our friends now. It is. And it's cool. And if you know how to use it and make some crafty things that like help people's day and maybe you monetize on it, that's fucking all the more power to you.
It is. We're the first generations that have had social media our whole life with like MySpace and like Zander and shit back in the day. Yeah. That shit created anxiety and a bunch of depression and shit. Like I legit remember I was never that popular in school growing up. Like I honestly never was. And me not being in like some of like people's like top 8 when I was a kid that I thought I was really good friends with, it actually hurt my feelings. Wow. When I was younger. Yeah. I don't know if you ever had that experience, but to me, social media when I was now I don't give a fuck. I just post like podcast shit. I maybe look at dumb shit every now and then. Yeah. But when I was younger, dude, that shit actually like hurt my feelings and like it got to me and like got in my head and whatnot.
Yeah. I would say I never really experienced that, but one thing I've noticed, like, let's say you're watching a story on fucking Snapchat, or just the algorithms are so good. They know how to fucking know like what you're viewing and what you're interested in.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden this page fucking pops up where you're like, oh, here's this about lifting, or here's this about music. And like, dude, how fucking far do you want to go? Like, you want to fucking go 5 hours of swiping through workout Snapchat stories? Because you definitely can. There's enough of them out. You can do it 24 hours a day.
Easily.
You know what I mean? Or like, or about music, or about whatever the gaming, whatever the fuck you're interested in. It's like, the shit is so sharp nowadays. It's like, they know exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know who's designing the shit.
But they're smart, dude.
Yeah,
and people's
people in the world.
They're smart. They do it from a psychological standpoint too, because they know people's attention spans are really short.
Exactly.
So they do those short 10 to 20-second clips, super engaging, then boom, on to the next one.
And then you turn the channel.
Yeah.
Turn the fucking channel. It's like, damn, like, it's a crazy world that we're living in. It moves fast, but people don't know that they're getting owned in certain circumstances. Like, even me, I'm like, it happens to all of us. I'm not like above that shit. Like, shit, I'm in the same motherfucking boat as anybody else. I'm like, damn, this shit's tough.
Yeah, and it's important to recognize it, though. You at least recognize. Like, to me, that's why I don't really play video games that much, because I spent way too much time as a kid. I still do every now and then. And I know I can easily get sucked into a video game. As much as I love gaming, it's a fucking waste of time.
Yeah. I mean, if you view it like it is, I think it's like we talked about before. You just use it for what it is. Maybe it's like, I'm limiting myself at this time. It's like, man, just limiting and disciplining yourself and fucking sacrificing shit. It's like, man, you realize you can go without a lot of this bullshit.
You can. Like, to me, I look forward to the video game as a reward now. Like, say I fucking did a podcast, worked out, just worked on shit all day, and then it's 10 o'clock online. I look online, I'm like, man, all the boards are on right now. You know, I'm going to hop on and play for like an hour or two. That feels rewarding to me. Yeah. Not back to the days where I would just wake up and I'd get on the fucking computer and I'd game all fucking day. Not doing shit.
I agree. It's like, you have to, it's hard. Life's a balancing act, right? Like, what is actually productive versus when do we rest? And when we rest, how do we rest? Are we meditating, or are we like looking at technology and not truly resting and getting fucking sucked into something? Like, it's really hard to just turn off.
So I think
about nothing. There's no thought.
I think you're like this. So I've been avoiding music at the gym just like the past week.
I haven't had headphones in like 2 months.
I heard this dude named David Goggins. You probably know of him.
I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
Maybe if I saw him, I would.
I'm listening to this Audible book by him. I'm kind of like on this dude's jock, but like, he's just like a super tough, like, mental motherfucker. Like, not even that big bodybuilder, just like super like inspirational, very mentally strong, and had some great fucking quotes and great words of wisdom. But he used to tell me motivation is temporary. It's like, you go to the gym, you're feeling tired, but you put on your pump up song. Okay, yeah, you'll be motivated for those 2 minutes. What are you going to do after that? You're going to put it on repeat? Yeah. So I'm working on not being motivated and being driven and not looking for external motivation, is how he put it.
Yeah,
like, music is cool. External motivation. Find something that's in here that's going to motivate you and drive you. Yeah. So this past week at the gym, it's either an audiobook, so that way I can kind of get my brain going, or nothing at all.
Yeah. I think for me, what I've noticed from not wearing headphones is I'm more in tune with my breathing, if that makes sense. Yep. Like, I can hear my breath, I can feel my breath. Like, it's a different experience, you know? Like, I don't know, rather than just fucking banging the shit out, it's more like you're kind of a little bit more in tune with your body and like hearing it and feeling it. And like, that's important too. But I guess I could see it from both ways. You know, your favorite song comes on, you're like, let's fucking go. That's
I think
fun.
There's a time and place for it. Yeah. Especially when you're maxing out, dude. Like, you're ready, trying to get that one rep, like 315 on the bench or something, you know, like, all right, I need it.
Yeah. So now that we're speaking about jams a little bit, we fucking worked at the Armory for 2 nights of Excision. Which was great.
Oh, your ex.
Myself, I was a bigger fan of night 2 than night 1, but I think it maybe would depend on what your experience was.
Yeah.
Like, I really appreciated Champagne Drips set night 2. I thought it was really grimy.
Yeah.
But also I was closer in the mix.
Yeah.
So I went from working the back bar to working the front bar. And I think they had maybe a few different lights on night 2. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah. Like, I was more engaged for night 2. I thought it was a little bit better of a night for me, but I don't know.
Production wise, it was better. I'm just gonna say, because I feel like most people know about it anyway. So night 1, they were like 5 hours late. I don't know, for like weather reasons or whatever. So they basically just threw in the towel and a lot of like production shit that they they didn't need. They, maybe you wanted it, but you didn't need it to actually put on the show. So I think for stage 2, they just had more lasers and screens. But I think for like sub and sound quality, that was all still there for both nights.
To me, it looked really similar. But
I
couldn't fucking tell you the difference. But I was also at a back bar versus being at the front bar the second night. So like I was more like in the motherfucking mix, like really,
you're in the pit.
Really seeing the sweaters, the sweaty gremlins I around this place. But it was a lot. I don't know. I thought both nights were pretty good. I thought night 2 had a little more energy for me, but I had less energy, but I felt like the room had more energy. But it could have just been my perspective was different because I was more in the mix.
Yeah. See, for me, I'm always at the same spot. Right. For me, night 1 was a lot more hyphy and high energy than night 2.
Wow.
Because my experience of like with the doors getting pushed back, well, people just were like when they finally got in, ran to the bar.
Yeah, that's true.
And for me, it just started right away.
Yeah.
When night 2 was kind of like a more typical show. Okay, doors open, people kind of leak, people kind of slowly leak in, kind of slow. Okay, pick it up. 11 o'clock comes, get busy for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Excision comes on, then dies down because everyone's watching.
Everyone's watching,
Yeah. And dude, his production's getting so insane. And I have so much respect for these production teams. It's like, I feel like
it's unbelievable.
They're at a point where it's, if you got the money and you can dream of it, a company can build it for you. Whatever the fuck you want.
It's almost becoming a virtual reality. Of a performance. Like you're going into a robot sex for 6 hours of a fucking show, and these lasers and video screens, and they just fucking, man, it's fucking nuts.
It is. Well, I'm ready to see what they do next, right? I want to see a more virtual reality thing, because I feel like right now a lot of these artists are at the point they just add more lasers and add more screens.
Exactly.
They're just adding more of the same shit.
Yeah.
Like who's gonna develop something new?
Well, my thing is like what comes next? Does this turn into like essentially like a virtual reality where you almost pay for like you would pay for a webinar, and you put on these goggles and you put on these headphones and you rent this shit for $19.99 and you're at the fucking show without being at the show.
Dude, I can see it getting to that level. Like Couchlands, people make that joke. Lost Lands. Imagine if they had the level, you couldn't go to Lost Lands, so you make Couchlands, and they send you some dope ass fucking goggles or something that you just put on, and boom, you're there.
Yeah, and I feel like life is trending that way anyways. Like pretty soon you'll be able to sit on a beach without leaving your house, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's scary, dude. You'll be able to fuck porn stars with that shit.
Anything can come to your house already within an hour now with Amazon delivering it. Like pretty soon you can have maybe any experience you want. I feel like it's very hard to say. Technology, the pace of innovation is just insane.
Yeah. It's like it's something I'll never be able to understand. And like just before we saw this shit, I had problems, had to like reset the stream key. That shit gets frustrating enough for me. Figured it out, but it's annoying. Yeah. And then I look at the shit that they're doing. I'm like, oh my God. I can, like, how do you even think of this stuff?
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a team of 100 people, you know, and everyone's playing their role. This is a corporation doing their thing where everyone has a job function, you know, and like everyone does their job and they pull off a spectacular show where they can get 12,000 people into a place over 2 nights and give them an experience.
And be thankful for nerds, dude. Because I'm like, when I'm watching these production shows, it's like it's a bunch of just nerdy ass dudes that know how to hook all this shit up. They know how to write all the codes of the software to get all the audio visualized like perfectly in sync with any type of notes or bass drops or anything that he wants to fucking do.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like you said, if you can imagine it, they can
do it whatever they want now.
And I think people's imaginations are going to continue to run wild, and you're going to see more and more innovation, and we're going to be like, what the fuck?
What I've always wondered, I may have told you this before, but I don't know why they don't do the light up floors anymore like they did in the disco days.
Yeah.
That to me seems really fucking cool.
That's a whole nother dimension that you can add. You know?
Imagine just like splitting the ground. You know what I mean? It's like an earthquake underneath you, like on the screen. That would just fuck people up,
oh my
dude.
God.
They lose their goddamn minds.
I know. And you see a lot of fucked up shit at these shows, but I don't know. For 2 nights is a lot for people who maybe don't work in this shit. Yeah. But 2 nights of heavy bass music in a row where you're getting home at fucking 4:30 a.m.
My head was hurt by end. And I love that shit. I've been to Los Angeles 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm fucked up partying in Los Angeles a little different. you know, but
I was telling my girl, I'm like, it gets to be a lot. Like you think like it's fun and like you're in the mix and it's fun. It is, but like it's a lot of fucking bass and like a lot of shit, like a lot of lights and shit going on and like people coming up with all types of problems and issues.
Yeah.
And they're coming up fast and like so much shit is happening. You're like afterwards, you're like, how do I even what happened?
So actually for me personally, since we're on to talk about jams, I loved fucking Armin van Buuren's set over there.
So
like
good.
I
was
put
so
him
underrated.
I put him above Excision, honestly. For like the past two EDM shows, I put AVB over him for both of his nights.
I actually I was thinking that too, and I haven't really verbalized it, but I don't know if it's just because it's different or like because we don't see a lot of that shit. Like Martin Garrix had kind of a similar vibe to Armin Van. You weren't at Martin Garrix, so
God damn it, that's right.
Martin Garrix, like to me, was one of the best sets I've ever seen in my fucking life, and it was a pleasure to be working it. And like Armin van Buuren kind of gave me that same type of. I don't know. It's like more melodic in a sense.
It's more melodic, and people like the energy is completely different. Okay, I'll say this for Armin, I can tell when he's playing a different track and different song. Right. Excision, I love you, Bo, and like all these other like heavy dubstep guys. There's a lot of times I don't fucking know if you guys are playing a track, you're just blasting bass.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. It's hard to fucking tell sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really heavy bass, wompy sounds all fucking night.
Yeah.
Like, and that's cool. Like it gets people charged up.
Yeah,
obviously.
I respect that. I love it for what it is.
Yeah, like, it is what it is. But I feel like there's also a sense of almost like, I don't want to say limitation on it, but I can't listen to this dubstep like that. Well, I did, but it's hard. It's
I couldn't do
it's a different type of vibe. Really.
Yeah. I'll say this. I can't listen to dubstep all day, every day.
Right.
I can listen to like some songs every day, but not all day, every day. Now, music like AVB, like trance or like house music, or just kind of like that old school techno shit.
Yeah.
I can listen to like certain genres of EDM music all fucking day though.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Marshmallow, I can listen to this shit all fucking day because it's catchy, it sounds good, it's not a bunch of fucking bass. I know it's fucking different.
There's like really pretty melodies and shit like that. Like it's more colorful is the best way to put it, where it's like less of like a fucking gut punch over and over. You know? Right. But yeah, I agree. Armin van Buuren's set was fucking sick.
It is, dude. I love it. He played this shit. So this is what I was going through the breakup too at the time. He played this song. I think it was called like Sucker for Love or something.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit made me feel better. I'd never even heard that song before. And like, it's one of those moments where it's like, you hear a song and it's like, it's like the artist like made this shit for you. Yeah. It's like he's talking to you right now. Like whatever years that you're going through, like it's hitting you right in the heart and it's making you uplifting. And it reminds me how fucking spiritual music is that we kind of tend to forget about.
Yeah.
That it pisses me off and then it says, oh, EDM isn't music or this is music. Shut the fuck up, dude. If you feel, for me, it fucking uplifted kind of my depression, just like my sadness I was going through after the breakup. It lifted that out of my mind. It took it away during that time.
Yeah,
it took my pain away.
It takes you to a different place, man.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it allows you to go so deep into your feelings that's like you almost transmute them from sadness to happiness. Because like you're like, wow, like I shine the light in this dark place. And now that dark place is light.
Yeah, dude, I just wrote a quote that I thought the other day at times in that. The great thing about being in a dark place in your life is it's easy to see the light. Now, going towards it is a whole different story. Right. But when you're in the dark places, the rock bottom places, that's when it's easy for you to see the light and see where you need to go next, at least. It's hard to take the steps, but it's easy to see the path.
Right, exactly. And just know that it gets better.
Yeah.
If you make that conscious decision to make it better.
Yeah. It's like I can get blinded by my optimism a lot, but you know what? I'd rather be overly optimistic than just some negative little fucking shitbag. I don't know, for lack of a better term, you know, like.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Like I've been working on my own music, like more than I have in the recent past. And a lot of the shit I'm coming up with right now, like I feel like I'm almost in sort of like an identity crisis as far as production goes. Like, what am I as a producer? Yeah. And I think in the past, I would have been a little bit more negative about it. Whereas now it's like, it's just a process of discovery. Yeah. Like enjoy it. Like I'm not pumping out songs like I would like to. Sure. But that's okay. Yeah. And I like texted my friend about it because I'm going to be collabing with him on some shit. And I'm like, I'll send you something. And I've been saying this for like the last couple of weeks. And I texted him today and I'm like, every time I go to send you something, I get self-conscious about it. I'm like, I don't feel like there's a direction. And like, I feel like in the past, I would have been really negative about that shit. Whereas now it's like when I do find it, it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to just enjoying your process, enjoying your life, and not taking this shit too seriously. I feel like when you move with a little bit more lightness and just being like, hey, this isn't the end of the world if I don't put a fucking track together. Right. It means absolutely nothing if I don't.
Right.
But if I feel like if I quit working, that would mean something. Yeah. That means I took it too negatively, too seriously.
Yeah. Well, I talk Key Rose, who's been bringing some artists on here. She actually had a really good spell on it because she's in 2 different bands, and she's like, she hates how artists have to say what genre they're in. It's like, why do I have to fucking say that I make rock music? Why do I have to say I make rap music? Why can't I just fucking make music?
Right.
Why do I have to put this label on my head?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like you're in the identity crisis. Like maybe just be like, fuck it. I don't know if I'm making dubstep or trance or house or rap. I'm just making music right now, and that's all that matters. I'm doing making happen. Sure, if you listen to my shit, you say I'm house, sure, throw that label on me if you want. Yeah. But right now, I'm just making music, and that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah, I agree. And like, I think it's a challenge to make a track where it's like, this is exactly what my vision was. Okay. Like that's where my struggle is right now, where it's like, I have something in my mind, but getting that to life. Yeah. Getting it to life. Very challenging.
Yeah, and you gotta be realistic about shit too, right? Because like we always have these things in our mind that I don't know whether it's love or music, whatever. You have these unrealistic expectations, of yourself, and it's like so when you are trying to bring these things to life, you have to be like, okay, what's the best way I can, kind of do this? It's really fucking complex, but I think you're going in the right path in the sense. One of my best teachers I ever had when I did my 1 year of college, he was my English teacher, freshman composition, and he was like, guys, if you are writing this paper and you don't hit that writer's wall and it's not tough for you, you're not doing it right. Mm-hmm. Like, this is supposed to be fucking difficult. Right. He didn't say F and off, but this is supposed to be difficult. He's like, I want you to hit that wall. I want you to be frustrated and want you to bang your head through it because that's how you're going to produce your best material is when you hit that wall and breaking through it.
I think it's almost like you date a chick and you're like, I don't want to compromise. It's the same thing for like a vision of artistic work, right? Like, I don't want to be like, hey, it's good enough. Like I want it to be like, hey, like I worked for this shit. I don't give a fuck how long it took me. Yeah. But I didn't put out some shit where I compromised. Yeah. I've done it in the past and I refuse to do it again. Yeah. And so that's difficult, but at the same time, it's like it's a new level. Yep. So abiding by that new level, you have to have your checks and balances within yourself. You brought this to a stage. Now you bring it to the next stage and the next stage, and then you get it out and then you master it and then it's pretty and then it's gleaming and then you can put it out. Yeah. And right now I'm kind of stuck, but like, it's okay. That doesn't matter. Like,
you're not mad about it.
No,
like, some people get stuck and they get intimidated. Like, man, like I knew I couldn't do this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I suck. And that voice comes in your head. Yep. See, I told you you couldn't do it.
The collar. You're like, oh shit, like a little anxious feeling and like, damn, like I don't like this feeling. You feel like a failure almost, but it's not like that. And once again, it's made up in your mind. Like, it's okay. I would prefer this shit to go really smoothly and pump out tracks, and like that would be my preference. Yeah. But my preference for a lot of shit would be different. Right. And I'm glad that real life isn't my preference a lot of times because frankly, like the teacher of life means a lot more than my preference.
Yeah. And you also, you don't have much time either, dude.
Right. Like that's true. That's true. Yeah. But like, it's okay too, because like the time, it's not the amount of time either. It's like quality of time, it's like,
okay, I like that.
It's the truth though. It's like quality over quantity. It's, I hope to be locked in whenever I'm doing this shit because I love doing it. I hope to have more time to do it, because I'm not just producing music. I'm doing a piano lesson. I'm trying to like stay sharp on that shit, but it's all encompassing and it all means something. And as long as you don't focus too much on time, which is really difficult when you have a limited amount of time. Yeah. But the goal is to go into the timeless. To just where time
there is no deadlines. Yeah. Time fucking doesn't exist anymore,
Yeah, clock time exists because we need clock time to exist for the world to go around in the way that we make sense of it. But clock time isn't real time. It's made up time. No. Does a dog know it's Wednesday? Yeah. Does an eagle know it's Friday? No. Right. And the sun's out and it's gonna set. Like it's the same shit.
Yeah. That's some real shit, dude. Yeah. I love that, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we got Jaws coming up this Saturday too.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, we got Jaws. I'm thinking about going to Los Angeles too. Those tickets just went on sale.
Yeah, it'll be.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure. I haven't put the trigger on it yet. The tickets are selling really fucking fast though, so I'm getting to the point where it's like, okay, if I'm gonna go, I need to like just buy them too. And if worse comes to worse, I'll just sell it.
Right, make a decision.
Yeah,
I want to go to Bass Nectar at Somerset.
Oh, dude, we should go to that together,
dude. August 8th.
I've never seen Bass Nectar,
dude. It's gonna be a show. The last time he was here was at Somerset.
Really?
I think it was like 8 years ago.
I was just talking about that with Alex, dude. Who used to work at the Armory with us. Yeah, the Piper. Piper, whatever. Yeah. He's a fucking huge Bass Nectar fan.
Oh, he'll be there. He'll be there. Yeah,
he was like, he texted me. He's like, dude, Bass Nectar got announced. And he was like, I'm the best person to go with. Like, he showed me a bunch. He was one of those guys, like, we were just gaming because we game a lot together, shooting shit with them. I was like, yeah, I like Bass Nectar. But I haven't really gotten that into him that much. He's like, oh, I can change that. And he did, dude. He showed me songs. I was like, okay, Bass Nectar's fucking serious.
Dude, he's fucking serious shit. Legend. I mean, that shit's going to sell out in 10 minutes probably.
Probably, dude.
Like, that will sell out quickly. If you're not in there in line for tickets on Ticketmaster, you're not getting them. I'll probably swoop up a shitload of them because you can get rid of them if you can. If you don't get enough people to join you or whatever. Yep. But goddamn, his light show, it's all encompassing. His music, like, he has some serious melodies and serious bass he throws down, and he's fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah, he does. Like, he has such a fucking cool style. He's one of the few artists that can take the heavy bass, the melody, the pump shit, and make it all work somehow.
Yeah, and he's got nice reggaetons in there too. Like, he's a very well-crafted, well-rounded artist, and he does not come around very often.
No, he doesn't.
I wish he was coming to the Armory, to be fucking honest, but like,
he's too big, dude. He's like, no, I'm gonna go sell out this fucking like place where we used to have festivals out by myself.
Exactly. And he will.
Yeah.
And holy fuck, I just I hope I can get tickets for it. Because outside too, like,
dude, that's the best, dude. I was like looking at old Lost End pictures, and just something about just being outside, sun shining. Yeah. Everyone's half naked, being fucking weird in themselves. You know what I mean, dude?
You're in a fucking wonderland, dude.
It's just fucking beautiful. It's just like, there's like a festival hangover, you go, bro. There is with like shows too, but festivals even more, dude. Last year, Los Angeles, dude, it took me like fucking a week to like really get back to reality.
Oh, absolutely.
My state of mind.
Yeah.
Like,
I felt that way. Like, I've gone to Lollapalooza twice, which I really like that festival. I love that festival because it's literally every type of music. Like, they have their own like beautiful fucking huge light stage for the EDM crowd, and then they have their poppy music, they have hip hop, they have
I need to go to a festival like that. I've only gone to like EDM festivals.
Right.
I would love to go something like that.
Yeah, it's just like, just to see, like, you see these gigantic stars like Chance the Rapper and fucking, I actually went the year when Chance was headlining, and he's from Chicago, so like that's this fucking huge thing. And like, and then in the same night I'm watching Nightmare and Ray Shrimmer and fucking like Glass
and it
Animals,
keeps everything so much for fashion. Like, we were talking about on Snowda, there was that one band that came on right before that headliner that wasn't EDM
Big Wild.
Yeah, and that was just like so fucking.
It was like a breath of fresh air.
It was. It was like the wind just blowing at you. Say if you're really hot, sweaty, that nice cool wind just.
And like they were just up there like vibing and like cool, and like that was the much needed set of that festival.
It was.
You know. Like that was
the unsung hero set, dude.
It was like, you need that shit. Like, that was props for the promoters for even recognizing that, because it's like, do they even fit with what we're doing? But like, you fucking need that shit. Like, you need a breath, man.
And that seems really small too. Like, when you think about, okay, we're booking all these guys, who's gonna play in what order? But saying it like that's like, okay, that seems small. We'll just have this guy play here, this guy play next, this guy play next, and then you got promoters like, no, we need to actually like schedule this in a way that's really gonna like be that breath of fresh air. That's not gonna feel too repetitive to the fans. Something that's gonna get them hyphy every time, you know, something they're gonna feel every time, not just gonna like get used to hearing the same fucking thing over and over again.
I think it was huge for us as workers. I mean, fuck, we were there for at 5 p.m. here in bass music, like, fucking all day.
Not fucked up. Except when you're fucked up, sure.
All day for fucking 2 days straight, and you're like, god damn, like, fuck, you know. My mind is just like, and then Big Wild comes up on there, and they got a guitar, and they're like, Yeah.
They're just fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is the best way to put them. Like, they're just fucking cool.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. It was a cool vibe. Like, I hope that the crowd got something out of it. I think they did.
Yeah.
And it's important. But yeah, that's kind of why I've enjoyed my time when I have gone down to Lala, because you get those experiences of like, okay, I'm at a Zed's Dead show.
Yeah.
And then I'm fucking at Coldplay 10 minutes later. Like, and that it's crazy. Or Muse or fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's just like, wow, like what a great fucking smorgasbord of greatness. Love huge stars and then like underground EDM. And like,
we often forget about those huge. I fucking love the Chili Peppers too. Like some old rock bands. Like
their shit is so dope, dude.
It is.
That's like one of my favorite bands ever. Like they're just dripping California.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's fucking go. You know? Like just moving. Like the music moves me like so much. And like, yeah.
It's a completely different type of energy, dude. And one thing I've noticed too, like a lot of songs, like they say the same message, but like just differently though, in their own way, in their own words, and in their own fucking style.
Yeah, just their own fucking swag on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's always a good festival to check out. And plus, it's not camping, which is different.
Yeah, but that's nice though, because in Los Angeles, this is what I'm talking about. Like I want to look at Airbnbs and shit, dude, because I'm at a point in my life I need my sleep and shit, dude. Yeah. Like last year, don't get me wrong, camping's fine, but I'm just like I'm not gonna walk around at 5 a.m. headbanging. Yeah. Like after night one, or just pretty much every night, dude, after the headliner went down, I was like, I'm fucking tired. Yeah. Like, and it said at like midnight, you know? Yeah. Like, sure, like when we went to check, they play music till 4 a.m. over there. So we went and looked at the sound camps. We weren't like in the car dancing. We just like set up the blanket, you know what I mean? Got like a drink, got some food, just sit there, like listening to music, appreciating the stage and everything. Yeah. So hanging out like that. Right. But like, dude, by midnight, because I'm fucking exhausted. But me and my friends, we move. It's like, okay, pull up the lineup. All right, who do you guys want to see? Okay, you want to see Peekaboo? Okay, he plays at 1 o'clock, so you better fucking get in there. Right. All right, do we care about these people? No. Okay, so let's walk back to camp, get some food, whatever, and get back in there for the night show. On a mission. You're on a we see fucking damn near everyone when we go. And one of the time it's like, okay, these two guys are playing at the same time. We're going to see the first half of this dude's set. Go see the second half of this guy's set, you know? And
it's so slick with the apps that they have now that you can just chart out your whole...
They do. And they have them spaced like 15 minutes apart, like for that reason. Yeah, people like us, because we're going to do shit like that.
They know that everyone's trying to see everyone they came to see. It's crazy because you can go to a festival like that, knock off everyone you want to see through the whole fucking year.
Last year, we probably saw like 90% of the performers. Yeah. Like there's very few that we missed. And the ones that we did miss, like we've seen already.
Right. And so like when they come through your town, like granted they're not playing a festival list, but you're like, well, I saw this guy already. Like, I'm not going to die if I don't fucking see him. Somewhat, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, to me, a lot of EDM shows are a little bit repetitive. Yep. Like, absolutely. It is what it is. Like, I understand if someone's bringing their own stage and maybe have a slightly different playlist, but if you've seen somebody, you've seen them. Yeah. I'm not saying people can't improve or switch up their set list. Like, yeah, there are those magical sets like you hope you're there for. Yeah. But some of that shit, to me at least, seems like, okay, like, I've seen him. I've seen him.
Oh, is that okay? So first year when we went, no. It was actually just last year. They did Excision, BTB, Millennium for the first time, and Nightmare. I love all three of those guys. I love fucking Nightmare a ton. But me and my friends were like, dude, we know Nightmare's going to play like the same set probably. Right. The Excision, BTB, Millennium, this is the first time they're going BTB. We're watching all of this shit. Yeah, exactly. And it was one of the best sets I've ever seen in my life.
Because you get all types of
flavors. Oh, dude, these mix of emotions we're going through. So at the time, that's when I was with my girl and things were going well. And I remember I would like... And Lenny would come on playing it super melodic. And like he has just such a crazy way of just really getting you into your feels and bringing like that vulnerability and transparency out in everyone in the whole crowd, right? Yeah, it's really fucking special actually. And I would just go from like having this really intimate moment with my girl, about to tell her I love her, and then Excision would switch out to just, I want to fucking kill this bitch.
Stay the fuck away.
And everyone would be like holding their phones for Lenny. I'm about to cry, like swaying back and forth with the girl in their arms, and Excision would come and be like, fuck off. Just start headbanging. Yeah. But like they made it sound good though. Like the way they did their transition back and forth, it didn't seem rough. Right. At all. It was like super fucking smooth. And dude, I've listened to that set, so I couldn't even tell you how many times since I've been back.
That's cool. I would love to go to like a festival with like kind of what we mentioned before. It'd be like Armin and Martin Garrix and fucking Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
And like just these fucking,
the big dicks.
Yeah.
The big dick.
I mean, the guys who
Big Dick Energy Festival.
The guys who
copyright that. You get only big dick and big dick.
The guys who fucking sell out Vegas every night. You know what I mean? Whenever they go anywhere, it's like boom.
Yeah.
I would almost put like Diplo up in that scene too. I know he's like pretty big in the Vegas
Dude,
scene
I
now.
actually really liked his set when he came here.
I did
like a lot of
too.
people were hating on. Like I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, Diplo, like he's cool. But then he came down and he fucking slayed. Like
Dude,
I was
he plays
not
a lot of different
that.
type of shit. He plays a lot of different type of shit. Like he has really good taste.
Yeah.
Really good taste.
It's fucking beautiful. And it reminds me, I love just like the hyphy music, like the catchy beats with like heavy bass, but not just all bass. I like that more. I like EDM music that actually has lyrics now.
Yeah.
Not to it. Before
like a nice singer on there.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's much more like what's taking over, what's in style. Like it's almost got a poppy feel on the hook, and then they'll get you to a heavier drop, and it's nice. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And like one thing, like you see Armin came into the Armory, he played a 2.5 hour set.
Yeah.
Like, come on, who the fuck else are these new school DJs? You know, they're not playing 2.5 hours like that.
And like 2.5 hours, but it's really engaging the whole time.
Yeah, it's not like it was some bullshit 2.5 hours.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, Excision, he played 2 hour set, and by hour I'm like, okay, dude, this my head fucking hurts. You're just blasting bass. It's like Armin wasn't like that. Like he kept me going and going like the whole time.
I had a lot of respect for his set. I was like, damn, are people like feeling this like as much as I am? Because I feel kind of weird. Like, this is fucking different, you know? And it was 2.5 hours, and that's one guy up there for 2.5 hours, like working.
Yeah.
And he fucking knows how to work the crowd, and you could tell he's done this a million and one times.
He's an OG, dude. He was one like the best DJs in the world. Like he was a top dog. He still is.
No,
like,
I mean, I saw it with my own eyes like fucking 3 weeks ago. Yeah, he's still on top of his fucking game. Like, he didn't come there and just be like, you know, fucking hit play.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He's like, let me show you. Like, he's like, I invented this shit, dude. Like, I was part of the pioneers.
No,
like, let me show you kids how we do it.
We're so fucking lucky, bro. Like, to see that shit and get paid very well to see that shit.
Yeah.
Like, interact with like such cool people that come to these shows and like befriend them and like get to know them and talk about music with them and hear what they like that they share with us. It's just like such a cool, if you open yourself up to that part of the scene, like more than just making a fucking drink for somebody and saying thanks, like fucking talking to these people when you have time.
They travel, dude. People travel out of state for this shit.
Yeah, I know. And like music's literally like the people I love, music is like their life, you know, and like same. Like, it helps me get through shit too, you know, and like, yeah, it's a fucking cool place to work, man. I feel so lucky to have my gig there.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to walk away a couple times just to get away from the lifestyle or nightlife where it's like, I want to work on my own shit tonight. Yeah. But it's like, how could I? Yeah. Like, realistically, how could I? What the fuck is cooler than that?
Yeah.
Like,
and when you're going to want to go to those shows at the Armory, dude. You see me like, fuck, dude, I got to see Armin. I want to see Excision.
It's such a unique venue, too. It's like, you can't even describe it. Like, yeah, it's just made picture perfect for these shows.
It is.
And it wasn't made for that. No. You know what I mean? Like,
they just made it happen, dude.
Yeah. Like, but then also, we're doing other shit there too, where it's like perfect for boxing events or fights or fucking Call of Duty or like any type of event that we have there, or a fucking X Games final big air right in the motherfucking place.
Working at the Army has like made like the standards that they hold us to has rubbed off on me for my own for shit in my personal life.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, it fucking has, dude.
Yeah, it's
like the way they hold the standards they hold us to. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take those standards at the Army standards. I'm gonna apply them to this podcast. I'm gonna apply them to going to the gym. I'm gonna apply them to reading or whatever it is that I'm doing.
Exactly.
Like your job when you go to it rubs off on you. If you have like a shitty manager and just like shitty coworkers that like are really negligent, irresponsible, all that's all gonna rub off on you.
I agree. Yeah,
all the time.
I just feel thankful for the gig. Like, all good things must come to an end at some point.
Yeah,
I don't have any type of illusion I'll be there forever, but my time I am there, like the people I've met and like the experiences I had, it's already been worth it. Like,
it has been.
It's a lifetime of memories already.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, work that. Final Four, work that.
Yeah.
X Games, work that. You know what I mean? Like, work that.
And it's those who knows what else is to come, dude.
Yeah, I mean, just fuck with that type of venue, you can fucking do whatever you want to do.
I did, and it's getting renowned, dude, across the world pretty soon. Even doing shit like the Call of Duty tournament,
People
the
are
Army,
from everywhere.
Yeah, well, like Jules posted, like he has a picture, like on Call of Duty, it had a picture of the Army, like everyone there. Like how many millions of people over the world play that shit?
Oh,
you got
I
the
know.
Army flashed all over it.
That's
now as
fucking
soon as you
sick.
fucking log into your game.
I know. And people, we see it at the shows. They travel from states away to come to this venue.
Sometimes countries, like
Sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, they're here in the fucking heart of winter. It's -10.
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this isn't really like, yes, this is Minneapolis because this is really what we go through. But come back in the summer. Come to a show here. Go walk on the Stone Arch Bridge. Like fucking.
Ooh. There's so much more.
Yeah, experience this shit in the summer too because we're right on the river. There's pretty breathtaking sights. Like it's clean as fuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like shit. Like it's pretty goddamn safe. Like there's a lot of good things that are around this area where it's like, God, I hate that you have the impression, which is a true impression,
that it's always just cold.
It's cold as fuck and you have to rush to be inside. Otherwise you're fucking miserable.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big part of this. But come back and like see what the summers are fucking dope.
Yeah, they are. And then like, as much as I hate winter, it's given me appreciation for weather and just the summertime, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like just before we went live, you're talking about, dude, it's so nice out.
Yeah, people are out and happy and shit. Like,
Everyone's in a better mood.
yeah,
like
people are out. They're meeting their friends. They're fucking grabbing a cocktail. They're going shopping. They're fucking walking around uptown. You know, they're getting their shine on early on in the day. It's like, yeah, like
it gives people energy, positivity, just ready to get shit done. Makes you productive, dude.
Yeah.
The sun makes you productive.
yeah, you got your fucking door open, window open. You're sweeping shit outside. Like, yeah,
We're spring cleaning's a thing. You want to clean, like
yeah, you want to clean, be clean. You want to fucking get out. You want to get moving. You know, we're not like these sardines anymore. And
right.
like, yeah, at least we get a little taste of spring today. Like, and that's fucking.
And we only
great.
got like a month or so left here, dude.
Yeah, I know. We still got some time left of some cold weather.
Yeah.
But goddamn, I'll fucking appreciate it.
We've been Minnesota's been bipolar lately. Like just a few days ago, it was like super cold as shit.
Right. Yeah, I know.
And now it's
now
super
it just
nice
smells
out.
like 50 degrees warmer.
Yeah. It's funny. All right, brother. It's a little bit over an hour.
That's all good,
I think
man.
that's good, man.
Fuck
right?
yeah. Thanks to anyone.
That was beautiful. Thank you, everyone who's listening, everyone who follows on here. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, Wade, coming on here, talking some real shit, man. I miss you, dude.
Yeah.
I know you're busy as fuck, dude.
I'll be back more in the saddle now.
I know. I hope so, man. I miss chopping it up with you.
Fucking right, buddy.
All right, man. I choose the Doug Life, everyone. The Doug Life chose me.